Hello and welcome. Thank you for taking the time to review the High PPO Gold Plan. Prior to learning more about these particular plans, I think it's important to take a moment and make sure that you remember insurance terms. Comparing insurance plans to the other that we have to offer, we have 4 plans to offer this year, won't do you very much good if you don't understand insurance terms. Because of that, we know people need to brush up on them from time to time. We've provided a QR code and a clickable link very similar to how you probably found this video, and you can learn more about the insurance terms. I think it's also important to just take a moment and highlight the fact that with regard to our prescription drugs that are offered for all of our plans, we have a 30-day supply option and a 90-day supply option. The 30-day supply is for medications that you want to pick up at CVS or Walgreens, and these particular medications are best for medications that you will not be taking routinely, such as an antibiotic or temporary pain medication. For routine medications that you take every day, every month, all year long, I encourage you to take a look at the 90-day supply option. I personally do this for a medication I take, and I really like this feature because I don't have to worry about going to the pharmacy once a month. I only have to go 4 times a year. So that's a great benefit of this particular plan, and I encourage everybody to take advantage of it. You do need to make note, though, that you'll have to tell your doctor to call your prescriptions into CVS Caremark Pharmacy. This is the only pharmacy that handles the mail order drugs for our 4 plans that we offer. So I've covered the 30-day supply and the 90-day supply. Now I think it's important that we review the 3 tiers of medications that we have. We have a generic tier, so most of the time you're going to be able to get a medication that's being prescribed to you, and it'll be the generic option. Generic means that the original drug manufacturer has lifted the patent on this drug, and they can be made by other pharmaceutical companies at a significantly reduced cost. So you're going to pay less for generic medications. Next, we have formulary brand name medications. This is called Tier 2 level medications. These drugs are still being made by the pharmaceutical company that holds the patent. Even though they are brand name, your insurance carrier and the manufacturer have negotiated an affordable cost for them. So this means that our carrier has determined that these medications, through some research, are providing some therapeutic value and are treating conditions and illnesses and sicknesses very well. So they want to make sure that these medications are available to you. So they've negotiated a price with the original manufacturer and offer them at an affordable price, like I mentioned. The last tier we have is non-formulary brand name medications. So these medications, just like formulary brand name, are being made by the manufacturer. However, studies have shown that these medications do not have any more significant therapeutic value than the generic or the formulary brand name. So the plan would rather pay for medications that are more affordable. But if you absolutely must be on these medications and your doctor is prescribing them and that they should be this particular brand name that fall on the non-formulary brand tier, you're going to pay the highest cost for these particular medications because there is no negotiated pricing between the pharmaceutical company and the provider. So keep that in mind. Here we have the metallic level coverage under the Affordable Care Act, and we're going to review the Gold Plan. The metallic level coverages started with the Affordable Care Act in 2015. So you can take a moment there and read a little bit more about the metallic levels, but in the meantime, I am going to move on and start reviewing this High PPO Gold Plan. This particular plan is popular with a lot of our employees because it offers both in-network and out-of-network coverage. So PPO stands for Preferred Provider Organization. This utilizes the local Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois PPO network and the national PPO network. So this plan is the second most expensive plan that we offer. And here we have employee coverage. If you look at employee only level enrollment, you'll see that it's $92.89. Look here, that is deducted every payroll. And every payroll, Misericordia contributes $227.41. Annually, this plan will cost you this much. It's important to note that you are reducing your taxable income by $2,507.90 when you are enrolled in this plan because the deductions are taken pre-tax. Annually, Misericordia contributes this much to your plan. You can add this amount of money right here to your annual salary because this is how much plus this much is how much you would pay to pay for a plan like this on your own without the support of Misericordia. This year we had a 10% increase on our premiums, but we were lucky this year because 2020 is affording us a leap year. So this $2,507.90 is being split over 27 pay periods rather than 26. So we're excited that while we had a 10% increase, the amount is not impacting us as much because we have 27 pay periods to stretch this cost over. So you can see here if you enroll your spouse that is a legal spouse. It's important to note that if you are going to enroll your spouse, we do not need proof that your spouse is your spouse, but if we were to be audited, which does occur once a year, and your name gets pulled, we may have to supply a marriage certificate to prove that we are only allowing employees and their legal spouses to join our plans. You can enroll your child or children and the rate does not increase. It's important to note here also that your child has to be your legal adopted child, your biological child. We unfortunately do not allow you to cover any foster children or children that you have temporary guardianship over. You have to legally adopt them or they need to be your biological child. And you can also enroll your stepchildren because they are legally your children. And then last we have employee family. Employee family level is you, the employee, your spouse, and at least one child. And this is the biannual cost. So I think I mentioned earlier that this plan has in-network and out-of-network benefits. So this has made this plan very popular with employees that think that they really need to have out-of-network benefits. So of all of the enrollments, our three plans that we had to offer in 2019, this plan, the High PPO Gold, has the least amount of enrollment. So just keep that in mind. You are paying a lower premium, but with this plan, you have a much higher deductible, and your copays are the same. Urgent care is a little bit more, and the prescription drug card is basically the same as the EPO, but unlike the EPO, with this plan, you have in-network and out-of-network benefits that you can utilize. It's important to know that just because you have out-of-network benefits doesn't necessarily mean that you want to begin using those benefits. You always want to try to find an in-network provider. I say that because even if you have met your in-network deductibles, you then have to meet these independent deductibles on their own. So you could end up paying a lot of money for your care. And as I mentioned, this plan and all of the plans that we offer utilize the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois large PPO network and the national PPO network. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois is the most widely accepted insurance carrier in all of Chicago. It's only second to United Healthcare, but right now Blue Cross Blue Shield is king of the land as far as providers go. So remember, after you've met your deductible, you move into coinsurance. That's the shared cost between you and the carrier. You pay $20 and the carrier pays $80. Your out-of-pocket limit for this plan is $3,000, so that deductible comes out of the $3,000, and then you're left with only $2,500 that you have to meet of your out-of-pocket limit. If you go see your primary care physician, that's PCP, it'll cost you $20. Specialist is going to cost you $40. If you go to an urgent care, it's going to cost you $50. Anything for diagnostics, labs, and x-rays, you're going to pay the deductible and co-insurance. So if the first time you're having services such as a lab or an x-ray, you're going to have to pay for the whole thing unless the lab or x-ray is over $500. Then you pay the $500 and only 20% of everything until you've reached that out-of-pocket limit. Adult preventative care and child well care, thanks to the Affordable Care Act, is still covered at 100%. If you take a trip to the emergency room, you're going to pay a $150 copay for that visit. It is waived if you're admitted. That's nice. But it's important to note that we are always trying to manage the care of our individuals and helping them to utilize the most convenient and efficient and affordable services. Emergency room care is not the place you go for a cold or flu or something like that. You're going to do urgent care for that, and it's save the plan a considerable amount of money. And if you're not admitted, you're going to save quite a bit of money because you're not paying that big copay. Another thing to keep in mind is that we have developed a QR code or a clickable link for a service called MD Live. It's a telephonic doctor's appointment that you can attend. It's an app you download on your phone, and you make the appointment, and then you have a FaceTime appointment with a doctor, a physician assistant, or a nurse practitioner. And if they can treat you just by having a FaceTime, Skype meeting with you, if you will, they'll call you in a prescription if needed, and that visit costs you nothing. So if you're interested in the MD Live feature of all 4 plans that we have, I encourage you to click on the associated QR code or the clickable link. So with the chiropractic services for the high PPO Gold plan, you have a $30 copay that you're going to pay for every visit that you go see your chiropractor, and that's limited to 25 visits per year. Remember, we talked about the 30-day supply and the 90-day supply option, and we talked about generic, the 3 tiers here: generic, brand, formulary preferred, brand non-formulary preferred, and the associated costs here. So for 30-day supply, it's 10, 30, 50, and you just double that to get what it would be for your 90-day supply, 20, 80, 100. But remember, with the 90-day supply, you're getting 3 months the cost. 3 months the supply, for 2 months the cost. I hope that you have enjoyed this review and found it helpful. If not, I welcome you to reach out to me via the contact information on this particular slide, and I'll be more than happy to help you in choosing the plan that's best for you. I encourage you, if you are having some difficulties deciding on a plan, that you take some time to review all 4 of them and see what's best for you. Thank you so much, and I hope that you pick the best plan that's for you.